Hey, my wonderful, wonderful, lovely people. A pleasant day to everybody. I was reading the Fox 59 news on the internet, and it says Melissa intensifies to Category 5 on path to slam into Jamaica as island's strongest recorded storm. This is by John Myers Jr. and Danica Cotto. All right, so this was posted 27 minutes ago. It's at Kingston, Jamaica. Hurricane Melissa strengthened into a Category 5 storm Monday as it drew closer to Jamaica, where forecasters said it would unleash catastrophic flooding, landslides, and widespread damage. It would be the strongest hurricane to hit the island since record keeping began in 1851. Wow. Melissa, blamed for 6 deaths in the Northern Caribbean as it is headed toward the Caribbean, was on track to make landfall Tuesday in Jamaica before coming ashore in Cuba later in the day and then heading toward the Bahamas. It was not expected to affect the United States. Hannah McLeod, a 23-year-old hotel receptionist in the Jamaican capital of Kingston, said she boarded up the windows at her home where her husband and brother are staying. She stocked up on canned corned beef and mackerel and left candles and flashlights throughout the house. I just told them to keep the door closed, she said. I am definitely worried. This is actually the first time I'll be experiencing this type of hurricane. Category 5 is the highest on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, with sustained winds exceeding 157 miles per hour, which is really 250 kilometers per hour. Wow. Melissa would be the strongest hurricane in recorded history to directly hit the small Caribbean nation, said Jonathan Porter, chief meteorologist at AccuWeather. A storm surge of up to 13 feet, 4 meters, was expected along the coast in Kingston, which Porter said is home to critical infrastructure such as Jamaica's main international airport and power plants. This can become a true humanitarian crisis very quickly, and there is likely going to be the need for a lot of international support, Porter said in a phone interview. On Monday morning, Melissa was centered about 145 miles, which is 230 kilometers southwest of Kingston, and about 330 miles, that's 530 kilometers southwest of Guantanamo, Cuba, the U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami said. The hurricane had maximum sustained winds of 165 miles per hour, 270 kilometers per hour. Just think of your car needle, not the fastest car in Jamaica, going 100 and something kilometers. That is a joke. So you understand the wind force. And was moving west at 3 miles per hour, 5 kilometers per hour, the center said. Some areas in eastern Jamaica could see up to 40 inches, 1 meter of rain, while western Haiti could get 16 inches, 4 centimeters, according to the Hurricane Center. Catastrophic flash flooding and numerous landslides are likely, it warned. Mandatory evacuations were ordered in 7 flood-prone communities in Jamaica, with buses ferrying people to safe shelter. But some insisted on staying. I hear what they say, but I'm not leaving, said Noel Francis, a 64-year-old fisherman who lives on the beach in the southern town of Old Harbour Bay, where he was born and grew up. I can manage myself, sorry. His neighbor Bruce Dawkins said he also had no plans to leave his home. I'm not going anywhere, Dawkins said, wearing a raincoat and holding a beer in his hand. The fisherman said he had already secured his vessel and planned to ride out the storm with his friend. Several towns along Jamaica's southern coast already reported power outages as winds intensified throughout the night. I don't think the storm will damage my house. My only concern is flooding, because we live near the sea, said Hyacinth White, 49, who said she had no plans to evacuate to a shelter before the call was disconnected. A record storm for Jamaica. As the slow-moving storm has killed at least 3 people in Haiti and a 4th person in the Dominican Republic, where another person remains missing. 2 people died in Jamaica over the weekend as they cut trees ahead of the storm, according to the country's emergency management office. I want to urge Jamaicans to take this seriously, said Desmond McKenzie, deputy chairman of Jamaica's Disaster Risk Management Council. Do not gamble with Melissa. It is not a safe bet. In eastern Cuba, hurricane warning was in effect for Granma, Santiago de Cuba, Guantanamo, and Holguin provinces, however it's pronounced, while a tropical storm warning was in effect for Las Tunas. Up to 20 inches, 51 centimeters of rain were forecast for parts of Cuba, along with a significant storm surge along the coast. A tropical storm warning was in effect for Haiti. Evan Thompson, principal director of Jamaica's Meteorological Service, warned that cleanup and damage assessment would be severely delayed because of anticipated landslides, flooding, and blocked roads. A storm of Category 4 or higher has not made landfall in Jamaica in recent history, Thompson said. Hurricane Gilbert was a Category 3 storm when it hit the island in 1988. Hurricanes Ivan and Beryl were both Category 4, but they did not make landfall. The life-threatening storm surge was expected along Jamaica's southern coast, near to the east of where Melissa is likely to make landfall, the U.S. Center said. Don't make foolish decisions, warned Darrell Vaz, Jamaica's transport minister. We are in a very, very serious time over the next few days. And the final one, a hit on Hispaniola. The storm already has dropped heavy rain on the Dominican Republic, where schools and government offices were ordered to remain closed on Monday in 4 of 9 provinces, still under red alert. Melissa damaged more than 750 homes across the country and displaced more than 3,760 people. Flood waters have cut access to at least 48 communities, officials said. In neighboring Haiti, the storm destroyed crops in 3 regions, including 15 hectares, 37 acres of maize at a time when at least 5.7 million people, more than half of the country's population, are experiencing crisis levels of hunger. Flooding is obstructing access to farmland and markets, jeopardizing harvests and the winter agricultural season, the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization said. Melissa was expected to keep dumping heavy rain over parts of Haiti as it moves northeast in the coming days. Hurricane watch was in effect for southern and central Bahamas and for the Turks and Caicos Island. So guys, you hear that? It's a Category 5 hurricane, nothing to be played with. Projected to make landfall by Tuesday morning, or whatever. Yeah, it begins 12 midnight. So we definitely have to be very safe and be very careful, pray and trust God. Worrying won't help. Trust it, that cannot change. If worrying could change, the hurricane would have felt the worrying and turned back. So I want you to understand. It's easier said than done, and I do understand that. It's easier said than done, but we have to try because it won't help, and we can only just pray that, no life will be lost, or it will be very, very minimal, if any should be. Damages to property would be very minimal, our pets need to be safe. So, we just have to be very cautious and pray and leave the rest to God, because there's nothing that you can do more, than what you can do for a natural disaster. It is what it is. So we have to just pray and watch and hope for the best. All right, folks, guys, you know what to do. TikTok and YouTube, subscribe and give me one of those lions. Thank you.